We are back with session 35A. Um, Point of order at the top of this, we are splitting the continuity of the sessions, effective as of pretty much the dream sequence. If we ever have to retcon it, I'll figure something out. But yeah, that's what we're doing. So at this point, yeah, you guys are your own universe. Last session, I believe, what we managed to get through was Kubazan's Shrine, which you guys actually bypassed 70% of what happens there, but you did pick up a puzzle cube. You do have Orvex and Iku with you. Salita actually disappeared. That was Yaz's porter. She kind of was gone after you guys woke up from your dream. You were also asleep for about a week, and you found this
Whoa.
out. Yeah, you found this out from Orvex. He was just kind of chilling for a week, like very cautiously eating some of your rations because he was hungry. And then you guys headed out. Orvex, for anybody who wasn't here, is a scribe and scholar who was formerly in the employ of the Red Wizards. After the massacre at the camp, you guys rescued him, and he is tagging along with you. He says, or has said, that he knows the kind of the legend surrounding the 9 gods of Omu here, and he also can translate Amuan. I think after you guys had exited Kubazan's shrine, Kubazan being the frog god thing, the one before that was Shigambi, which was a Kamadan, or a large cat with snakes coming out of its shoulders. So you have both of those cubes, and then proceeded to travel northwards, investigating ruins as you went. Where you are now, you had found a ruin with some veggie pygmies and investigated and killed many of them. The rest ran away, and now you are here. I left us on this map just to get all the tokens loaded in, but yeah, you all wake up from your long rest inside the magical tiny hut that fades away as morning breaks on Omu. And
Do we learn anything about the significance of the shared dream sequence? Or is it just a thing that happened and we were asleep for a week?
It's a thing that happened and you were asleep for a week.
Groovy.
I think yeah. I don't remember what you remember about the dream sequence, but there was a reason for it, so I didn't just randomly make a one-shot and throw it at you. It has a purpose.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I just didn't know if we found out anything about that purpose in the last session or not.
I don't believe we did.
Okay.
I think the guy we were with was just like, wow, you guys were asleep for a while. And we just took care of you the whole time.
The Red Wizards he was with, did they all get killed or did some of them survive?
So I'll just bring Orvex on the map and we can just do it. So here's Orvex for you. I don't think
a lot more questions than any of us did last week. So
what was that?
I said he's asking a lot more questions than any of us did last week.
That is often the role Sebastian plays, or one of the roles. So as you ask this, Orvex says, the contingent of Red Wizards that were at my former encampment were not the entire contingent, but I have not seen the others return since the fight. I mean, obviously I was trapped for a few days, but I don't know where the others are.
How many were in your contingent?
There were 4 real wizards, and then a retinue of about half a dozen soldiers, and then various porters and other support servants. Or I should say there were 5 wizards, but obviously one of them did not survive the Yuanti. So now I assume there are 4, or perhaps less. I gotta work on this one. I gotta have like another half a beer to get really back into it.
You're doing good, Ray.
We'll get there. let me think about Yelp reviews.
Zog would be proud.
Yeah, I'll channel the Yelp review at some point, and then we'll be back on track. Sorry, go ahead, Sebastian.
I think that's all I've got for the moment.
Okay. What am I doing? Get out. Go away, Orvex. There we go. Let's pull up the map. I really need to fix that. It always loads in the wrong place. So you guys... oh, yeah, you had found also... I believe, hopefully I'm not completely making this up, but so you are at spot 9 on the map right now.
Okay.
And the blue line being the path you have traveled, X's being buildings that were investigated. Just kind of keep...
I'm surprised we went that far on the main road. Did we encounter anything on the road?
So the main road's pretty clear.
Okay.
Because it's elevated, so everything around it is dense jungle overgrowth. The tops of the main road are actually still fairly clear, if it's having suffered maybe 100 years of neglect. There's been no road resurfacing.
2 of us were stopping more often than the third wanted to last week, so it was kind of sporadic, like, we're going to stop here.
This is a common occurrence, I think, for both groups. I want to go this way. No, wait, what? But so the camp here that you guys had passed, well, let's just go over it again in case I'm making this up. But so we'll say after you come out of your long rest, as you pass back, there's a campsite there. Let me describe it as soon as I find place 9. I think I did this, but yeah, so at this point there's probably about a 2 or 3 week old campsite with a set of 3 moldering tents. In the center of camp there's another dirty yellow cloth hanging from a crude flagpole. Yeah. And that's what the camp looked like. Can't recall. Did you guys investigate that, Rio or Owen?
Yeah, we found out it was where the wizards camped.
Where the who camped?
That remember that we found walked into that one camp with the yellow flags, and we read that out of the guy's journal.
Vaguely.
Yeah, it was that group.
Yeah, I'll pop
So they made it this far, and then I don't remember what it said exactly, but something like they're trying to do what we're doing, but their camp is here, and it's 2 weeks old, and
Yeah, so
they clearly didn't make it through the different temples.
Yeah, they're trying to make the 9 temples key work.
Yeah, so I'm popping the letter up again just so you guys can see it. I think you guys searched the camp and found this letter. And I think I read it 2 weeks ago, but basically it was a letter from Lord Brixton again, the head of the Yellow Banner Company, indicating that They're trying to find the entrance to this Tomb of the Nine Gods, and they think the shrines have something to do with it.
Stands to reason.
Yeah. So I will close that on my end. Yeah, so you guys are at the 9, and the question is where you would like to go next. Oh my god. Wide open choices, what do?
In a vaguely northerly direction.
I feel like we should go here. Or maybe I'm not making a thing. If we go up a little bit north and then to the right where we see the gate yard. Because I think we established last time that all the temples basically have.
Does our scholar friend know where all these temples are? Or shrines?
I am not aware of all of the locations of the shrines, but I do know there are 9 of them. I'm sorry I can't be of greater service than that in this case. Kilbeth hired him too, actually.
Who did?
The other cleric. Gabe's character, who I think has been here.
Yeah, the past
Once or twice. The Asimar, I believe it's an Asimar cleric.
Yeah, Ash's piece of shit. Got it.
Jesus. I already pestered him. I'm assuming he's passed out right now. So are you trying to ping here?
Well, I think there or right there, or up a little bit farther. I think we established fairly well that anything that looks like that is probably a temple.
Alex agrees with you on the last one that I just pinged.
Yeah, we should go there.
So do you guys want to head straight there via the road?
We could cross over the road.
Yeah, sounds like nothing could possibly go wrong. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Well, the main difference I'm asking is if you're trying to go through buildings or if you're going on the high road.
Judging by the way, if for those of you who weren't here last week, they're stuck in gnarly ass assassin vines in some of those buildings. So let's not just walk into buildings really.
What?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to be sucked down into wherever.
Okay. Sure.
It's
So as you guys approach that ruin from the road, you can see down that this does look to follow that same pattern of a courtyard and a overgrown vine-covered shrine. Let me load it. And this is... I am going to delete... Oh, Jesus, don't do that. I'm going to delete your tokens and repopulate them, just because otherwise it will be kind of weird. Okay. All the shrines are on the same map, which is both good and bad. Let's see here. So we'll get a Yaza and a Teddy and a Sebastian and a Kellic. And do you need your elk?
Probably not inside the shrine. I mean, we could leave him outside just because he can communicate telepathically. So if anything's approaching from outside, he can let me know.
Okay, I'm gonna toss him over there and get down here. And then I just need an Iku. And I need a Orbex. Pardon me.
Is the snack Iku?
Is it doing that again?
Is she a danger noodle?
Default token appears to be the.
So it's random, I found out.
Oh, it's right.
But I keep forgetting how to fix it.
So Iku's a snack. Got it.
I mean, you guys know that she is
Yeah, that she's a danger noodle. Yeah, we got that.
Ha! There we go. Just keep dragging an Iku out. Eventually I'll get the right one. But yeah, so there's 2 cracked monoliths in front of the entrance to this rune. There are saw-edged ferns growing in the courtyard between broken flagstones, and a pair of stone doors provide entry to this flat-roofed building. And let's see here. Kellic, as you kind of peek through the cracks, you see a little bunny-looking thing with a unicorn horn, and it kind of scurries away and into a burrow up here.
Does anyone have a holy hand grenade?
Does it have massive fangs?
It had a unicorn horn, but it has hidden in its hole, kind of by the edge of the ruins there.
If only we had someone who could speak to animals.
Do you, or are you lamenting that Lyokin is no longer here?
Actually,
I'm
do
lamenting
have
that
that spell.
Sereth is now a pirate.
Sereth was always a pirate. Sereth is now just an evil,
A
possessed
permanent
pirate that
pirate?
stole her ship back and sailed off into the high seas.
I actually do have speak with animals. Doo-doo-doo.
I can talk to them, but I can't understand what they say. So
Well, anybody can do that.
yeah, I don't know, but I have an ability to communicate with them in a limited manner.
Sorry.
I can squawk at it in Aarakocra.
I talk at my cats all the time, but they don't understand shit. Oh, is that a... Wait. Well, does somebody want to try and talk to the animal? Oh, is that speech of beast and leaf?
Yeah. I'm more concerned that that thing, it looks dainty, but I feel like it's going to be like Monty Python and it'll destroy us. And I don't want to talk to it yet, unless somebody can like actually talk to it and hear it.
I'm telling you, holy hand grenade.
Oh, so did you cast Speak with Animals?
I did.
Okay. You have done so.
I will say, come out, please. We mean you no harm. I guess I should probably step forward.
It also just as a quick question, is everyone else's map loaded or is it still loading?
You might
Mine's loaded.
need to move where you are on the map. Do you see black or gray?
Oh no, it's like still loading.
Oh. Well, I'm going to blame Florida Internet for that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, keep going.
Yeah, no, I am planning on it. I'm just double checking something because, of course, Okay, cool. So it kind of peeks its head out of the bushes over there and comes up kind of over here, I guess, where it's still under the bush, but can see you now, Sebastian, at least kind of see you. Kellic, it eyes you very warily. Well, with you standing there looking like a giant bird and it looking like a rabbit with a horn on its head.
I'll just kind of like, as I'm standing there staring at it, just like kind of do my, like, cock my head like a fucking retard bird.
Okay.
Just like, what the fuck is that thing?
And Sebastian looks at you and just kind of says, yeah, people don't speak. You're speaking.
I have been granted the ability to speak by my god.
It just kind of stares blankly. You get the impression that it doesn't necessarily understand what a god is. Yeah.
Pardon my ignorance, but can you tell me what sort of creature you are?
Oh, that's interesting. So basically, it kind of makes some sounds and weird chirpings, but if you were to try and translate it into English or common, it would be all mirage, which I don't know if you guys would really know about. Oh, hey, Iku's
I would
here.
be very surprised if I have any relevant knowledge.
So Iku kind of walks over and takes a look and says, yeah, so this would pretty much be the equivalent of maybe a smart for a rabbit to you. There, lots of people think they're magical or special in some way, but they're really just kind of rabbits with horns on their head. Some people
Neat.
kind of some people think that they're charmed or good luck, but I've never seen any indication that they are particularly different from rabbits.
I will ask the creature, can you tell us anything about this place? And I point towards the building.
It kind of glances over quickly and glances back, kind of wiggling its nose, and says, many people go in, not as many come out. Burrow under building keeps us dry. Building has lots of corridors.
Does anybody else have any questions?
I'm gonna like slowly walk in, but not even really looking at the rabbit. And then I'm gonna look for secret entrances or doors.
So the rabbit kind of takes a step back as you approach. Again, to it. The Almirage. The Almirage basically is looking at you like you're the biggest hawk it's ever seen.
Yeah, as a predator.
So it's just like kind of shuffles back into the bushes. As far as secret doors, there is a very obvious not secret door on the front of the building. There are no other entrances or access points that you are aware of. I will say, just to get the description of this building. Oh, why am I in the wall section? Because I was trying to see if there was...
Alex and I both agree that I'm pretty sure you said there was a bunch of secret doors somewhere in this campaign.
Oh, there are. Oh, there are definitely secret doors in this campaign. That skill will pay off, just not quite yet. And not at this particular location. So, yeah. If it was going to be utterly useless, I would have warned you. But it will not be useless. Let's see here. So the door itself is covered in sculptural reliefs. The carvings show a horned rabbit that looks an awful lot like that rabbit that just that Almirage that just dashed back into the bushes. And that horned rabbit is charging a small, feral-looking bear that has sharp claws. There's a cuneiform message etched above the doorway. And Orvex steps up and looks at it and goes, I shall translate this for you. It is rather short. It says, I, Jin, teaches us to take the path least expected. Well, maybe he should have left us more than one door then.
Is there only one door?
Well, there's 2 doors, but there is no obvious other entrance, and there are no secret entrances that Kellic is aware of with, a 22? So.
Can I use that same perception roll for this side of the courtyard?
Yeah. You do not detect anything.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
I examine the right-hand door.
So as you examine the door closer, kind of worked into the relief are more carvings in... That door is in a weird position. Those 2 doors should just be the 2 doors you can actually kind of see on the map. Like, if you were here and here, those 2 doors are there. The symbols are kind of... The geometry on that wall must be funny. There's another set of smaller inscriptions kind of hidden amongst... Or not hidden, but just like worked into the mural of the Almirage attacking the small bear-looking thing. It's written in Amuan.
I will ask Oryx.
I mean, I can read Amuan.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Well, do you want me to just type it out and you can have it, or do you want me to read it as Orvex translating?
Wait, Auran? A-U-R-A-N?
Amuan. So the city is Omu. The language is Omuan? Amuan?
Omuan would be less confusing to me because Omuan sounds too much like Omnian.
Those bastards.
Yeah.
I'll let
Omuan.
Renner take it.
Orvex. So Orvex will come up and go, yes, let's see here. This is, I believe, telling part of the tale of the 9 gods. And he starts kind of running his hands along as he's reading it and says, or he begins reading, one morning, a wise Zorbo, I'm not sure what a Zorbo is, emerged from her hollow tree and spoke to the dying Omuans. To convince Ubteo of their worth, she decided to cook him a stew made from all their good qualities. Catching such virtues wouldn't be easy, so she asked a wily Almirage, oh, that must be the rabbit thing. She asked a wily Almirage to help her. The Almirage snuck recklessness in the pot, which she saw as a virtue, and Ubteo spat out the stew when he tasted it. From that day on, Obolaka the Zorbo and Ijin the Almirage became terrible enemies. So, and that is all that is engraved here.
It sounds as if we might need that rabbit's
Is there
help.
anything in the left-hand door?
So that it kind of covers both doors. Like as he's kind of going through the doors, he's following this story. This story is just kind of etched in all of the little curves and relief lines of God, my throat is just not cooperating tonight. But it's etched throughout. That's not what I wanted. Intro to chat. There we go. Legend of the Nine Gods. Cool. Here we go. Ba-bam. Oh, cool. I actually said it as Zorbo. So there you go. That's the text that is woven throughout that. Oh, wow. My text box scrolls when I do that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, and then it goes away. Too bad you don't get to read it. Well, it's also in the chat.
So do we know whose shrine this is?
I don't think you know. You could maybe use situational clues to deduce part of it.
Judging by the horned rabbit out front, I would assume it's the horned rabbits.
Can I do like an investigation check to see if if there's like a trap on the door?
You certainly can.
Go. Not my strong. Not bad.
15, so you do not detect any traps.
If I look at the door, do I see anything that potentially could, like, be a trap?
With a 19, you don't perceive any traps or danger at this door either.
I attempt to open the door.
So it is a very heavy stone door, but you are able to open it up. And there is a 10-foot wide hallway passing off into dim light. Carved on the floor are tiles depicting various beasts. I will give you guys an image. This is turned sideways because of course it is. And so, sorry, like, why is it set up to come in sideways?
Hey.
So anyway, the right side of the screen would be where the door is, and the left side of the screen is the end of the hallway that you can see. There's about 32 tiles covering a 20-foot long, 10-foot wide hallway here. Each tile is 5 feet, regardless of what that image on the map looks like, because that's... Wait, what?
That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make any sense. Wait a
That
minute.
would be 2.5.
Wait a minute. Okay. I'm just trying to make sense of this. There is a 10-foot long, or 20-foot long, 10-foot wide stretch of hallway. That makes sense. That's scaled appropriately. Each tile is 5 feet square. Oh boy.
They are math good, all right?
Sorry, guys.
Good job.
Okay, well, so this is the floor. These are the tiles on it. Let's just say it fills the room from wall to wall. There are beasts on each tile. Just to make it clear, there's a stylized Almirage, which is kind of the rabbit with a horn. There are dragonflies, eagles, giraffes, monkeys, tigers, warthogs, and zebras. Or zebras, I guess, if we want to use the American pronunciation.
This is more fun.
And a zebra. Let's see here. What else does it say? Yep. So I'm just reading after that initial After realizing the initial description of the floor is inaccurate, I'm checking the rest of the room's description out just to make sure.
Well, I feel like this like a trap.
It's a TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside than on the outside.
Yep.
Something like that. Okay, so you have a 14, you have a 13, you have a 16, she has a 15, Yaza has a 10, and Orvix has a... So everybody except Yaza, you can make out little little holes spaced along the wall, one about every 5 feet down the length of this hall on each side.
I'm betting it's a trap.
Well,
What's
I
at the
mean,
other end?
Alec has resistance to trap damage, so
I'm guessing we are supposed to step on only one type of creature.
I imagine it's the Almirage, probably.
Yeah, that would be my first guess. Is that it's the Almirage.
there isn't one on each row, though.
No.
So what's the other one? The bear? The third row doesn't have a bear or a Almirage.
Hey Ray, can you send that picture out again one more time?
Yep.
It's dark.
Your powers of perception are... I don't know. I don't know where to go with that one. Ugh. Oh, hey. Patchbot works. That's cool.
Well, how about, hey Ray, can I use that stone tower I used last time to take like a 2 foot by 2 foot chunk of stone out of the wall and drop it on one of the Almirage tiles?
Which power? Is it a
That's the
spell?
last the name of it. Stone shape, I think.
Damn it. You're trying to do stone shape, so that's a 4th level spell.
Actually, never mind. I take that back. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, Sebastian, they bypassed like half of the last shrine by just making a hole in the door.
Neat.
Negating the need to figure out how to unlock it and negating half of how the end of the shrine worked. It's fantastic. I kind of love it when stuff like that happens.
As long as they got the cube, I think we're good. I step on the front Almirage. Should be front left corner.
Yep. Nothing happens.
Cool.
This is kind of obnoxious. I wish I had a better way to track this. But I have no idea how big this shows up on your screen. Oh, you know what I can do? I can switch. I can show... No, I can't do that. Damn it. Never mind. Okay, yeah, so you step on the 1-1 if this was Cartesian coordinates.
Yep.
You step on 1-1 and nothing happens.
And then I'm going to step from there to 1-4.
Actually, hold on. I'm sorry. One thing does happen. You gain 2d10 temporary hit points.
Oh, neat. 10 temporary
Look
hit
at
points.
you rolling almost exactly average. Oh, hey.
Wait, and so each of these tiles are 5 foot by 5 foot currently?
Well, they're probably more like 2.5 feet to a side.
Well, so I guess my question is to go from, you can walk from one tile to an adjacent tile, but like, what if you wanted to go from the Almirage that is on right now, and then to go to the Almirage in the second row, so like 1-1 to 1-4, could you jump that, or would you have to walk across other tiles to get there?
I'd say if it's hopping, if you're moving, if you're hopping one tile, I'd say that would be just normal movement because you're a person that can move like. Most people have a stride of at least 2.5 feet. That's not complicated. If you want to like jump further than that, you would have to make an acrobatics check to make sure that you can stick the landing on that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I kind of want to say this is kind of like the scene in. No, I don't want to say that because it's not. That will be a bad analogy.
Well, Sebastian, you can try and jump to that second Almirage.
Yes, I am.
This should be fun.
Do long jump. You make a long jump. When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. When you make a standing long jump, you can leap only half that distance. Either way, each foot you clear on the jump costs a foot of movement.
I think I need to read this real quick myself just to make sure.
Page 182, bottom of the left column, top of the right column.
I've got it on my computer. You cover number feet to your strength score. So you could normally, if you move 10 feet, you could long jump 16 feet. That seems
right.
Crazy.
And then I have an 8-foot
8-foot
standing long jump, which I think makes that pretty easily.
Sure, you're moving like. Yep. So okay, so you make the long jump. You land on that All Mirage tile. I'm just gonna move you from here to here.
Okay. Yeah, that's as precise as we can get.
If it makes you feel better, I'm drawing this on the whiteboard next to me in the correct orient. Because I have 2 giant whiteboards next to me now, which is handy. So 2 things happen. You immediately re-roll the 2d10 temporary hit points you got, because that gets hit. And then darts fly out of an alcove at you. 4 poison darts shoot out at you. Each makes a ranged attack at +5 to hit. So I don't want to make blind GM rolls. Well, that's nice for you.
Yep.
So I'm just going to roll 4. Oh, no, I don't want to roll 4d20. Damn it.
No, please not.
1. Roll. So I got a... Did I roll those all as you? God damn it.
Yes.
9, 2, 1, 10. Yeah, none of those hit even with a +5. So yeah. Ding, ding, ding. They all kind of hit the back wall or bounce off your armor and have... I mean, really, I think they would bounce off your armor and have no effect. Because of your ridiculous armor.
Right. What's the symbol that's immediately to my left?
That's a warthog.
Okay, I can see that now.
Do you like how I have to do this to figure it out?
Yeah. Interesting.
I just want to step out onto that first Almirage. And then, I guess I have to see what happens first.
As you step onto that first Almirage tile, nothing happens.
Okay. I then want to go straight forward and step onto the draft.
You do so, and nothing happens.
I then want to step straight forward and go onto the warthog.
You do so, and nothing happens.
Want to step forward onto the dragonfly.
Nothing happens.
Monkey.
Nothing happens.
Zebra.
Nothing happens.
Tiger.
Nothing happens.
Eagle.
Nothing happens.
And I walk right off the end. And I'll turn around and say, he did say the simplest path. And then just, like, go around the corner.
I'll follow.
Son of a bitch.
Neat.
Do you want me to move you, Yaza? Cool.
Guess I will do that as well.
So Owen, I'm sorry, Teddy, you're following the same path?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll step on the first Almirage.
Okay. So
And
Kellic
then
just
I'll-
went straight up, is what Kellic did.
But so I step on it, nothing happens again.
Correct. So Azora
just-
followed the same path and nothing happened.
Oh, not yeah. I'll just do that.
Well, Yaza did.
Sorry. I saw the
Aura's
player.
rotting. Fucking,
I
very
saw
shallow.
the player is named Azora, and so I saw the mouse of the player.
That's okay. That's my name, my online name. I've decided.
So you
She
hear
hasn't in now.
you hear Orvex call from outside. I am going to support you from here. Please shout if you have any questions.
Okay, old man. And then I'm going to jump back to that very first front left tile and then walk the same straight path.
So you're gonna jump back to the Almirage.
Yes.
4 more darts fly out at you. So let me roll that. Not as Sebastian. That'll miss. That'll miss. That. Oh! Does the 17 plus 5 hit you?
It does.
Oh, cool. Oh, so I hit you twice. Awesome. Okay, so what happens to you? Make 2. Okay, so the first thing that happens is you take 2d4 piercing damage. So there's 5 piercing damage. And then
So I lose that off of my temporary hit points.
You do. You also have to make 2 Constitution saving throws. DC is 15.
And again, my actual roll is 3 less because the formula is busted.
Okay, so you got a 9. I
Yeah.
just want to roll one more and a...
9 and a 26.
Okay, so the second one you pass, the first one you take 2d6 poison damage, but you are not poisoned. So you take 7 poison damage.
All right, so temporary hit points are gone. I have taken 1 point of damage.
And you are on that Almirage tile. Do you head just straight north?
Yes, straight north.
Nothing happens.
Cool.
Okay, so you are now all in this dark hallway beyond. Does anybody here not have dark vision? I think just
I don't.
okay, just Teddy. Okay, do you want to light a torch? Or what do you want to do?
Sorry. Yeah. I'll let it talk.
Does it not have... Oh, that's annoying.
We really need to get you some goggles for seeing in the night.
Yeah, I need my night goggles, my sunglasses, my night glasses.
So you don't actually have any torches.
No!
You have
Well, then I will.
you have an alms box, and a tinder
I'll
box.
light a torch and hand it to him.
Okay, let me items. Torch.
I'll have to rely on my keen sense of smell.
Hey, it works for trolls.
Dear token, let the torch function work. No? We're not going to do
Apparently,
that?
I have 10 torches.
Huh?
Apparently, I have 10 torches that I
I'm
never
trying-
use.
I have 30.
Can you see right now, Teddy, or is it all dark to you?
Oh, I can see.
Okay, I'm just going to leave it be then, because I don't know what's up with the torch thing. It should consume torches from your inventory, but there aren't any, and it's not letting me use the little button that turns torches on. So whatever.
I never use torches, and I have 30 of them, and so I've used now 1.
So we're looking at a maze.
So yeah, you guys are in a set of dusty, dark hallways. The only light that's natural is coming in from the door, so as soon as you go around corners, it is dark.
Are we all going to follow the same path in this maze?
I mean, Kellic just wandered in, so
I suppose I will follow the direction Kellic went.
So these are some nice hallways.
Yep. Got some spider webs, looks like.
There's some cobwebs and stuff. Yeah.
while I'm walking along, I want to look to see if there's any secret doors.
So let's see, your passive perception is 16. Okay.
Where do you find passive perception?
So if you right click on your token, you'll see that there's like a walking 25, bird 50 feet, shield 13, eyeball 16. That 16 is your passive perception.
Yeah, I don't see that anywhere.
Yeah.
You don't when you right click on your token?
I see a little fireball, a 0, a target, 13 at the top, 53 at the bottom, what looks like a dude with like the sun around him, and then a shield with crossed swords behind it.
Interesting. It doesn't, when you right click on yourself, it doesn't show you a bunch of stuff?
I mean, he just described what it shows us as players. You're probably seeing different things because you're the DM.
I did not know that stuff was not visible to you guys. Sorry. So I know your passive perception is 16. I think your passive perception is your wisdom plus, or maybe it's just...
It's your perception
It's your perception
modifier plus 10.
Yeah, so it's 10 plus your perception modifier, and your perception modifier is 6.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's wisdom plus proficiency. There you go. No.
It looks like you can see it in parentheses right next to like perception. That would be the passive, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it does show that on your character sheet. Yeah, your passives are all in parentheses. Sorry, you do not notice any secret doors. You notice a not secret door.
I'll just kind of point it out, but then I'm going to go over here and look anyway, and let someone who's more armored go in front of me.
Go in front of you to the door, or go in front of you down this other hallway?
to the door. There's nothing down the hallway. It's dead end.
Okay. I go up and look at the doors.
It appears to be another stone door.
Any symbols or carvings or anything?
This is just a fairly smooth stone door.
I opened the door.
It opens, and there's a shaft of natural light spilling in from a tiny square hole in the ceiling onto a carved stone pedestal. There is an ornate stone cube sitting on the pedestal.
Neat. So do we just grab the cube?
I'll kind of speak up and say the last cube we found was trapped.
I examine the pedestal to look for traps.
Nothing sticks out about this pedestal to you.
I examine this other door.
It appears to be a stone door. I gotta come up with a better way to say that. Saying it appears to be is just so suspicious sounding.
It is our stone.
I take the cube from the pedestal.
You are holding a cube in your hand, about the same size as the two other cubes that you have. This one has the head of one of those Almirage rabbits carved into the sides of it.
Neat. I stow it in my pack.
I want to look around and see where the natural light is coming from.
There's just a hole in the ceiling. Like, it seems like there's just a small little hole in the ceiling that shines down into this room, letting in the natural light. Point of order: who has all the cubes?
I have the first one and this one. I don't know who got the one last week.
I think we said that we had would have given it to Sebastian.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what we decided.
I don't know if it'll matter, but I just want to make sure I know who has it in case it ever does matter.
In case Sebastian gets killed and we all have to go find him.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a particular reason for asking that. I just want to know. Just to know.
I open the other door.
You open it. It opens onto another stone hallway.
Cool. I start walking down the hallway.
You are wandering these dark hallways. That one's a dead end. And Sebastian, you have found yourself back at the entryway.
Cool.
I have to look at something.
Is there somewhere I can go to pull up the image of the floor tiles again?
I'll share it again.
Okay, there it is.
I wonder if there's a way to just... maybe it's permanently shared, but I don't know.
I will step on the nearest Almirage.
You gain 2d10 temporary hit points.
Nifty. Oh, that's a good roll.
Damn. Better not take a long rest anytime soon.
And then I will walk straight down that row of or column, depending on your orientation of tiles to go out.
So when you hit the second All Mirage going down, re-roll your temporary hit points, and darts fly out at you.
Interesting.
And I will roll some attacks for those darts.
Can you also reshare that map?
Yep. Hey, I rolled it right that time. Does it work if I just... Yes! There we go. Do any of those hit you?
No.
Well, they're all +5s, aren't they?
Well, he already put
I
+5.
put it in this time
Oh,
because
gotcha.
sometimes I learn things. But yes, okay, those all kind of miss or bounce off your armor as you're standing on that second All Mirage tile that you stepped on.
All right. From there, I will step diagonally to the dragonfly.
Okay. Nothing happens. Sorry.
And then I will step forward onto the warthog.
Nothing happens.
Then I will step diagonally to the zebra.
Nothing happens.
And then I will step off
And
out
out
through
the
the
door.
door. Yep.
You make it out.
Cool.
That's interesting. Can't tell if there's a fundamental problem with this or not.
Problem with what?
Oh, the way this entire room is designed. Either I don't understand it or... whatever. You make it out safely. You're outside.
Cool.
I guess I'll.
I like just flies over all of them.
You get out safely. Flight solves so many problems.
It does.
So every time you fail a find a secret door check or don't find a secret door, just remember that you've flown over, I think, 3 or 4 entire trap encounters in this campaign so far without even realizing it.
Yeah, no, I figured that. So, I mean, one part of my character is completely useful, and the other one is apparently completely useless.
Have patience, Padawan.
Hasn't he already found at least one secret door?
I don't know.
That was actually before I had that perk, though. Like, I just randomly was like, I want to look for secret doors. And he was like, okay, there is a secret door. I was like, fucking nailed it.
Right.
As I've
then.
said, there are secret doors and you will encounter them. So, chill. And some of them are incredibly useful. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna step on the Almirage, the first one.
Okay.
It's these people.
Okay, and then I'm gonna go to the giraffe
Okay.
and the tiger or lion.
Let's say tiger because we're in a jungle.
Okay, and then the eagle,
Okay.
the Almirage.
Darts fire out at you.
Do it.
So, let's see here. The first dart, oh, that probably hits because it's a 20.
Yep.
Does a 22 hit?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get hit twice. So the two darts each dart does, of the two darts that hit you, each one does 1d4 damage. So you will take 4 piercing damage, and then I need you to make 2 DC 15 Constitution saving throws for me. As those darts manage to bypass your armor and actually pierce your furry flesh. That sentence came out.
Okay, 1 second. Sorry, my computer's paused on me.
Constitution saving throw, brah.
You can roll it for me because my screen is frozen.
Sure. Let me select you. And attributes, Constitution, first one. Well, that's pretty good. Just wasted one of my crits. Second one. A 14. Wait a minute. How big? Nope, that aura wouldn't be in effect. So 14 fails, so you take 2d6 poison damage from that second dart. And that will be 4 poison damage. So that's a total of... Oh, you already took the 4, so it's another 4 damage of the poison variety.
Okay.
And you are standing on that second All Mirage.
All right. Then I'll change my hit points when I can like change the.
I'll just take 4 more off you.
I'll go down to the. I guess I'll do the same thing. I think that's what he did. I'm gonna do the dragonfly, and then the warthog, and then the giraffe.
Yep, you get out okay.
Cool.
Technically you shouldn't, but that's because I fucked up for Sebastian, so whatever.
Right.
Okay. How long is the hallway again? You said 20 feet?
Yeah, it's 20 feet long.
What's that in metric?
That is
Some communist distance.
approximately 6 meters.
I was trying to come up with a snarky answer, but y'all beat me.
I'm just gonna Misty Step out.
It's 3 big kangaroos, or 3 small kangaroos, 2 short fuck, I give up. I can't even do it.
Well, you were almost there. I mean, was that so hard?
3 short kangaroos or 2 tall ones. There!
Excellent.
I'm guessing. I don't know how tall kangaroos actually are.
It depends on the color.
Racist.
Well, not really. I mean, the red kangaroos are just bigger than the grey ones, so...
Oh, you're saying something about people with red skin?
Well, I can't be racist because I'm Asian, so...
That's what a racist would say.
That's
pulling
come
the
on,
Asian-
got him again.
Just pulling the Asian card every time. Every
I
time.
mean,
Okay.
Yes,
So,
I just Misty Step across the whole thing.
you Misty Step? Boop, you do it. You Misty Step outside.
Neat.
those cheats, though.
Right? Hacks!
What a hack sword.
I know. Report.
So now that we're outside, here's the problem. Just to let you guys know and why I felt weird the second time through. If you step on the same animal tile twice, the trap is supposed to fire.
I figured that out.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't specify if that actually applies when you're coming back out.
It should, right? I mean, that only makes sense. If you touch it twice, then one way or the other.
Well, I mean, if you play it that way, then every single step on the way out is poison darts. Which seems shockingly tedious to try and run. So I
Right.
decided halfway through that it just resets. Like once you get through, and then once you come back, it's the same both ways. So,
See, that's why you should know Misty Step or be able to fly.
I mean, there you go.
And the other thing that I'd like to know is how the trap knows which person is stepping on which animal. When there's more than
It's
one.
magic, bro.
The interesting thing is it actually just fires at anybody within 10 feet, but each of you guys did this independently, so that never came up. I never had to randomly choose who within 10 feet got shot. So, I don't know. Cool! That was the Almirage Shrine.
Cool.
You guys also bypassed like a whole other thing in there, so that's cool.
Well, there is, part of the maze we didn't go into.
I mean, if you really want to go back, you can. It's up to you.
No, I'm good. I got the cube.
Now I
Pass.
want to.
Cool. I'm going to pause it for a second, and then, well, before I pause, is there anything else you guys want to do at this shrine, or do you want to go back to the Omu map?
Calico dive back into the maze and just lay in the shadow and see what happens.
She's just over here talking shit.
I'd say
actually-
farewell to my Almirage friend if it's been less than 10 minutes since I cast my spell.
Sure. That seems fun, so yes. And it just kind of goes back at you. Like,
Cool.
It's not actually making sounds, it's just, or it's not making words or intelligible communication, it's just chittering at you.
Right.
Cool, so I will load the map real quick. So does anybody else want to do anything here before I load the map?
I'm good to get out.
So I'll activate that. I will hit the stop button. And I'm back. Is anybody else not back?
I'm not.
Good job.
Thanks.
Oh, hey, you know what I can do? Go to this. Do that. Go to this. Do that. There we go. Reveal the location so that you know it's complete. So you guys have regrouped outside of Aijin the Almirage's shrine.
Cool.
What would you like to do next?
Do we want to go over here?
I'm down with that.
To the arch?
The arch?
Yep.
Okay, so as you approach, I'm assuming you go up the highway and then kind of down through the clear path.
Yep.
So as you reach the arch, it opens onto what looks like some sort of, maybe a former merchant or dignitary's place of residence. There's a courtyard inside that arch and a bunch of overgrown buildings and outbuildings surrounding it. Do you want to investigate any of the buildings in there?
Yeah.
Do you want to go, let's see, north, southeast, or northeast or west?
West.
Alex says north, so we're gonna do west and then north, apparently.
Okay, so who said west first?
I did.
Roll a d100 for me. Kellic, you don't notice anything in particular out of that. That would be... so, in and around that building to the west, you see writhing vines with a single large orchid growing off of each of them, at least of the ones you can see from outside the buildings. The inside is kind of overgrown and fades into dim light.
Have we seen those kind of vines before?
You have. Those look like the assassin vines that you have encountered in other places.
I probably want to stay clear of those.
Does anybody want to go in that building? I will take silence as no.
Alex just
Come again?
wants to go to the north building.
Oh, that was a cat making noises. Can you have Alex roll a D100 for me?
The cat wants to play with the assassin vines.
Apparently she's Valendra now.
Did I call her Velnice?
Yeah.
The program did.
That's weird. Okay. Yeah, because I said Alex. Oops. Oh man, I'm just all over the place tonight with what I'm calling people. So
No, the role had me as Valmy. That's the
yeah,
time.
no, I see that. I called you Alex, and I usually try to use character names, but I'm all over the place. Who knows what I'm doing anymore? I have like
I mean, there's only 100 million Alexes in the world. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
yeah. So you see inside the doorway. I guess you have dark vision. You see large multi-legged shapes scurrying away as you kind of push open the door to look into that building.
Do you have any idea what they might be? Like if they're insects, like spiders, or...
So I'll say with dark vision, so you'd probably have... They do look like large spiders. You'd have to go in to confirm, but they definitely had that sort of scurrying, like crawling back away movement as you opened the door that you would associate more with spiders than necessarily insects.
Okay. I don't know if anybody's near me, but I'm just gonna be like, it's like there's some spiders in here. Not really sure what's going on in here. And calls them deaf ears. So I'll just go in and check it out by myself.
Sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing.
Oh, can you not hear me?
I heard when you asked if anybody wanted to check it out, but I couldn't hear if you said you wanted to go in or didn't want to go in.
Well, I didn't want to go in by myself. That's why I was like, if anybody was around me. But I don't know if anybody is right now, or if people broke off to do other things.
So I'm going to say that you're all
When I go in
together.
there, I'll go in with you.
Yeah, I'll go in. Sorry, I can't. It was hard to hear you.
Cool.
Oh, no, that's okay. As long as I know, okay.
Yep. Nope, don't want that one. Oh, I'll just reuse this map. Whoa. Sorry, I only have so many ruins maps.
It's all right.
So I'm just going to reuse some of them because, you know. And,
I mean, it's probably the same.
well, I have 2 ruins maps, but one of them is super specific and one of them is less specific. So I'm just going to move everybody down here. And I'm going to do... Well, that's annoying. I need to fix... Oh, you know what I can do? Can I do that?
We can change our minds and not go into that one.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I was screwing with something on my end and it didn't work at all. And then somebody roll a d6 for me. Cool. Oh, I should have done that before I loaded the map. Ah, well, whatever. So this is, let's just pretend this is the interior of one big building. Anybody with dark vision can make out that there's as you get in, there's a bunch of large spiders in this building that are all kind of crouched against walls, hidden against rubble. They're kind of waiting and watching you guys.
Cool. I can't see it, but that's cool. Sounds ominous.
Is it still a gray screen for you?
Oh, I just
He
was
doesn't have
imagining
dark
that I don't have the
Oh,
torches on with me.
yeah, so you can probably see a little bit around you. Sorry, I don't have dynamic lighting set up on this generic ruins map, and I don't have walls set up either, so it's kind of a make it up as you go. Theater of the Mind. I mean, does anybody want to give you another torch?
I'll give him another torch.
Heyo.
Thank you.
So functionally, you can see about 20 feet out in bright light and 40 feet in dim, and past that it's darkness for you. So just this space, like anything within about 20 feet is bright, 40 feet is dim. So you, Teddy, can't really, I don't think, see a whole lot. Anybody with dark vision? That's a good question.
Okay.
Dark
Hey,
vision is
Teddy.
60 feet.
Just curious, but how many torches do you have? Because I keep seeming to hand them to you all the time.
Wait, how many torches do I have?
Yeah.
I guess I have none except for what was just given to me.
Would you like some?
I'll take as many as you want to give me.
I'll give him 15 torches.
Woo!
Aren't you a cleric? You can make your weapon into a torch forever. I'm pretty sure we have that spell.
You with your logic and shit, okay? Shut up, cameraman.
Wait, what spell is that?
Uh,
I think that's
Eternal Flame or some shit.
Continual Flame. He
yeah,
has it, but he
Continual
doesn't
Flame.
have it prepared.
Oh,
Right.
Well.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that would be going
And,
for a
and I
while.
don't know what cantrips you have, but clerics do have ways to make light with cantrips, depending on whether they take them or not.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple that make light, but I guess, like, I don't know.
You don't have the light cantrip.
No, not that one, but I have spells that create light, but I guess I'm holding off on my spell slots at the moment. I don't know there's spiders in here, so I'm, you know.
Well,
Well, cantrips you could use as many, as long as you're out of combat, you can use it as many times as you needed to.
Yaza said she thought there were spiders in here.
Yeah, I saw them
well-
scurry away. I'm just curious to see what else is in this ruin. And I'll walk forward and try and look through stuff.
so
I'm gonna prepare, have an arrow on my bowstring and be ready to fire at any spider that charges her.
cool. I think Sebastian, you can see the two spiders that are visible on the map. I think Kellic, you can as well, and yeah, I think all three of you. Wait, how far? You have 60-foot dark vision, right? Yeah, 60 foot.
Yep.
Everybody has 60 foot. Yeah, everybody's got 60-foot dark vision. So those of you that have dark vision can see. I don't know what that D6 is for.
Because I was testing because Alex can't see Yaza on her screen, and also she's rolling as Velnice, so something got screwed up.
You want to just try reloading it?
Depends on the token you have too, because that happened to me when I moved from Sareth to Xanthiel. If you don't have a token selected, it'll default to your old character.
What did I do? Oh my god. Um,
I don't know what you're talking about. There is no other character. Never. No.
Never had another character who got herself killed for no reason. Never.
Never.
so
Yeah, no, I know what you
It
mean. Sarah
wasn't
was
for
never
no
possessed.
reason.
let me. Oh, that's weird because I deleted Oh, did I delete Velnice?
I think so.
I did not
She's still
delete
there
her.
for me.
I did not delete her. Let me edit Velnice.
I can bring her back.
Velnice was a martyr from Mephistopheles.
Oh, you don't even have access to her anymore. That's weird. Like I still
she
have.
can move Yaza now, so
She can. You can see Yaza now.
yeah,
Yeah.
she can see/move her. So
Okay, weird.
like momentary problem fixed. We'll look at the other one later.
So what happens if you kill a second character? Can I go back to a different character? Can I?
If your next character dies, you just make another one.
But I can't be the same class as the last two, or can I go back to the class from before?
Alex is like, wow, this paladin just got killed. Wow, so shitty. Oh no, guess I'm a warlock.
I don't know. I mean, my whole idea behind making people play a different class after they died was just to kind of have like some stakes, and to me that seems more interesting. But if you hate it and you really, really, really want to play another warlock, I guess.
No,
Alex is just being rude.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to see what you would say.
I mean, mostly it's because of Murakana. Because I know
Who somehow hasn't died.
Because Arm is a barbarian. Like,
yes.
he is, in real life, a barbarian.
So I wanted Macklemore Bonaparte, if he dies, to actually have to not just create Kurakana or Durakana or Furakana every time he died.
Well, what if he should have written into his backstory and just said
What
that
backstory?
he
doesn't
had
have one.
a powerful wizard friend in the background who casts wish on him every time, and then he just makes duplicates of him.
That's interesting. I don't know if it works. So
Might have.
I mean, if he has a patron who can give him wish, A, he's kind of a warlock. B,
No. He wouldn't be given wish. Wish would just be like cast on him and be able. I don't know. I'd have to look into. But I was just saying, could have done
a warlock.
This is a completely useless point of argument, by the way, in case you were curious.
Say, of all the members of the party, the two hardest party members to kill at this point are probably Yaza and Sebastian. So.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to kill my
I was
character.
pretty damn close to death in that first shrine.
Fair.
Yeah, but it takes a lot to do. Like,
twice.
you got a shit ton of AC and you can heal yourself nearly to full, like, whenever you want.
Hey, you passed the arbitrary trigger point I put. Let's do combat.
Yay, combat.
So, Yaza, as you walk forward, just to maybe make this a little more interesting, you see the two spiders. Actually, you see all the spiders. They are perched, waiting to pounce on you guys. Would you do anything immediately upon seeing them?
Yeah, I would cast. Did anybody follow me, or was it just me?
I'll move up with you.
I mean, I was moving around to try and see if there was anything interesting in the ruin besides the spiders.
I mean, Kellic would definitely not want to go in there.
Okay. And, okay.
So if Teddy followed me, I'd cast heroism on Teddy. That's all I was wondering.
Okay, so go ahead and cast heroism on Teddy, and then everybody roll initiative.
That being said, I was holding my attack in case they decide to aggress Yaza, so, which I said.
Okay. I have Orvix in the turn order. Oh, well, no, we didn't do that. Cool. Okay, so So you cast heroism. You're waiting for a ready to action. Kellic, one of these spiders moves to attack. You can go ahead and make an attack on it. Oh my god.
Nice.
Yep. That spider gets yeeted. Nope, that spider's gone. So as one of those giant spiders kind of scuttles and leaps out to attack either Teddy or Yaza, you're not
I
sure
pin that
which,
bitch to the wall.
you just shoot it again and it just goes against the wall. And that is the end of that spider. So, GG spider. Iku rolled really well, so Sebastian, do you want to do anything Iku?
Sure, if I can remember what all Iku can do. She has 30 feet movement.
So can you access that Iku token?
Yes.
Okay, then it's the right one. I just fucked up the token, so apologies. Does Iku have dark vision?
That's actually a good question.
Oh, she has. She's got better than dark vision.
True sight, 120 feet.
She has true sight 220 feet, so she can see everything. The Quaddle has abilities.
Doesn't that make her like so that she can just straight up see through invisibility and all that sort of shit?
It depends actually. I had to look that up a while ago.
'Cause damn.
True sight is not a panacea. Like, it doesn't invalidate everything. But what you want to do?
She'll move up and ready to hit a spider with the quarterstaff if it comes within range.
Okay. True sight can see in normal and magical darkness, see invisible creatures and objects, and automatically detect visual illusions and succeed on saving throws against them, and perceive the original form of a shape changer or a creature that is transformed by magic. Furthermore, the monster can see into the ethereal plane.
Jeepers. Okay.
There are many things that true sight does not actually do, though. So, anyway.
Like, it doesn't automatically see through a mundane disguise.
It also doesn't tell you what a creature is. So if it looks human, like if it actually looks human and isn't human, it doesn't do anything, which is a very interesting case. So that's Iku's turn. I'm gonna go next to Orvex. Oh, that helps. Orvex goes, "Oh, there are many spiders here. Again, you are all so much better at the hitty slashy fighting things. I will again allow you to excel in your particular area of expertise. Go fight them." And he runs out the door.
This sounds like Grim playing Eve.
Not wrong.
When I play Eve now, as rarely as it happens, it's usually because I'm fighting, and then I die embarrassingly. What happens next? This wolf spider is going to, I think Yaza's the closest. It's going to try to attack you, Yaza, with its bite. Does a 16 hit you?
No!
Well, that's depressing for the spider. Its fangs just ineffectually bang against your freaking armor. Teddy, it is your turn.
Okay, so I'm going to cast spiritual weapon.
Oh snap! Where does Spiracorn land? Where your cursor is?
Yeah, right there. Sorry.
Pew! Spiracorn! Your glowing acorn manifests next to the spider.
Or actually, can you put it? Like here?
Right there.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. All right. And then I'm gonna move right here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna attack with the spear corn.
Okay. It should have that ability on the spear corn. I gotta change the token name, man. This is ridiculous. There we go. Oh, that's better. Let's see. A 9 does not hit. The spider deftly leg dances out of the way as the spear corn tries to bludgeon into it. I think that is your move, act, and bonus action. Do you have anything else you would like to do?
Wait, what was my act?
Summoning the spear corn.
Summoning. Okay, cool.
So it's summoning. No, am I wrong?
It's a bonus action.
Bonus action.
Spell, and it gets to attack the turn.
Oh, so you do have an action. Sorry, you do have.
Yeah,
an
that's
action.
right. I'm gonna take my mace now, and I'm gonna try and whap it with my mace.
So a 13 will hit for 6 bludgeoning damage. So you get a nice sickening, crunchy, cracky sound as you hit it. That was a pretty good wallop on the spider's big old butt, but it is still skittling and scuttling. And then
Alright, now it's my turn.
Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry. Sebastian.
I'm gonna move up here and attack it with the spear. Advantage because of flank.
Oh yeah, the spear corn should have had advantage. Oops. So your first shot with the spear just impales this spider, and it is no longer a going concern. It kind of twitches and then its legs curl in as your spear is embedded in it. That's a move and an act. Do you want to do any more movement or action or bonus action?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Mr. Kellick.
Bonus action, Hunter's Mark.
I don't think you can actually see that one. Because it's more than 60 feet away. And we're technically in darkness. Am I correct? Yeah. You can see the other one. Oh, or you can do that. Or do that.
So now Hunter's Mark that one.
Mm-hmm. So the 20 will hit. Plus Hunter's Mark. Your Hunter's Mark is 1d4 plus.
I did an extra d6 on accident. Because the d6 is the initial attack bonus. So it should have been 1d6. So you can just do the 2, that's fine,
so
instead of the
5
3.
plus 8 is 13. So I'm going to say it... Well, actually, it would have died regardless from the 11. I will say, I think if you get... Ooh, God. I love that mod. It's just so satisfying to see that happen.
Blood splatter even went off the map.
Yeah, I may revisit if you have a ready, like, surprise ready to action, if that's the first attack. I may come back to that, if depending on how that impacts your bonus d6. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because, like...
I just didn't add it to the first one, so...
Yeah, I know. Well, you killed it right out, so...
Yeah. So then I'm going to shoot second arrow at the one in here.
There you go. That'll hit for 7 damage, which is a pretty good shot. You skewer one of its legs off.
And then I fucking delete it, the third shot.
With the ambush shot? Yeah. Okay, cool. So the spiders are dead. So, sorry.
Cool.
Don't worry, guys. I killed 3 of the 4.
And people say rangers suck. Come on. Come on.
I mean, they suck when they have, like piercing damage resistance.
I think, like, I get sick of people saying, I have many complaints about 5e. I think Rangers are fantastic at consistent damage output. So all the spiders are dead, and you are in the ruins of this building. I am looking for something. I can't remember what I'm looking for. I know what I'm looking for. But you are in the ruins of this building.
I was going to say piercing damage shouldn't bother you anymore, because you got a magic bow. So all your damage is now magical.
I think you have to have magical ammunition.
Oh, is it? Oh.
I'm pretty sure you have to use +1 arrows. Like the bow itself doesn't matter.
Oh.
Is that correct, Graham?
So, I think technically it's correct that you have to use magical ammunition, but...
So the bow just gives a +1 to attack then, functionally?
Well, attack and damage, but it's...
Oh, yeah, so it's still, yeah.
I think I land more on the... If the bow is magical, it counts as magical damage, because otherwise the parity with other martials is bullshit.
I like that interpretation.
Because if you can fire a magical bow, and you paid, like you quote paid, or from loot gen got a +1 bow, but it doesn't actually do magical or +1 damage, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't. It's one of those cases in the rules again where it's just like, I don't think it makes sense. So
yeah, what's the point of a magic weapon if it doesn't overcome
magic resistance? That's the whole point. Like in 5e, the entire point is that magic resistance. Anyway,
I also really disliked the 3.0 weirdness of ranged weapons and ranged ammunition could both be magical and stack, which they got rid of in 3.5.
Yeah, that was shit.
And so all of a sudden a cleric was the best archer because he could cast the spell magic weapon and turn ammunition magical.
I mean, that can still be done. Like, my Cleric of the Forge can just enchant the mundane items into magical ones, or at least +1.
Well, you can do it to one item, right? But, well, anyway,
Yeah.
So we're in a ruin. You killed all the spiders. As much as I love debating the finer points of rules and systems, I'll save it for Discord when nobody has to listen to me.
So yeah, we searched the ruins for anything interesting besides spiders.
That's exactly what I'm going to do too.
So I think each person roll. Each person, I want you to roll 1d100, and separate from that, 1d20. Well, that was 2d20, Sebastian.
Oops. The first one was a 13.
Okay, so Teddy, are you here?
Yeah, I guess I'm the spear corn for the D20.
Oh, okay. So the D100 for each of you, that's how much gold of kind of coins, gems, miscellaneous bric-a-brac. You managed to find that sifting through the rubble in here. On the D20, did anybody get a 19 or 20?
No.
I don't think so. Okay. So you guys just find statues, gems, coins of miscellaneous description totaling up to that amount of gold. So you do find that. You don't find anything else in here. Do I have the right number of D100s? Yeah, I think so. Okay, cool. Yeah, so if you want to record that however you want to record it. Go ahead. That is what you find in the ruins of this nice kind of estate house, as it were.
Cool. Well, interesting find. Too bad Seraph missed it.
Yep.
Sareth took all the gold. All the gold's gone. It's the best part of that whole thing is it got rid of so much stuff.
Correct.
Why can't I
Flag
deselect
bag
Kellic?
Fun.
I'm trying to get back to the map, but I can't because I can't unselect Kellic. Dear God, please stop. Thank you. Okay, there we go. There.
Oh!
You okay there?
Yeah, I'm just running out of steam.
What is it? It's 11:16 on my end. You're gonna make me yawn. Now I'm thinking about the emails I'm probably gonna wake up to tomorrow.
Take a look at the eastern side of this complex.
Sure. Roll a D100. So you hear... This isn't coming from that building. That building appears to pretty much just be an empty ruin. You hear a loud and deep bellow from somewhere to the north. That sounds like it came from a very large creature.
I hope that wasn't a dragon.
But that's
Hope
other
not
than
either.
that. Go ahead.
I just said I hope not either.
So yeah, somewhere to the north you hear that bellow. Yeah, I think that's all I want to say about that.
Sounded ominous. We should probably go north.
Yeah, I'm down to go.
Yeah, me too.
Cool. Where... You know what I should do? I just had an idea. Party token!
Boom.
Only took me 3 sessions to remember that we have map party tokens, because I'm a friggin' genius. Cheers to me DMing this game. Okay, so you've explored the buildings on all sides of this plaza. If you want to go north, where to the north would you like to go?
That looks like an interesting complex.
So do you cut through the ruins of the spider building north to that complex, or do you go to the road and then back to it?
Let's cut through.
Okay. That was weird. So you come up to a large wall. This is another walled compound. Just as a side note, like you've passed a lot of smaller ruined buildings, and then now and then there's these buildings with plazas and walls, so you can assume that you're seeing the archaeological evidence of a hierarchical society. To get up there, you probably kind of wind your way through these woods and then have to come up over here. When you get to this point where there's actually an opening into that walled compound, the walled compound is to your west. To your east there is a kind of broken down and battered wagon that has started to be, pardon me, that has started to become overgrown with rotting flower petals littering the ground around it. So you can either, you can investigate whichever way you want, but those are kind of the two features that stand out to you. That compound to the west and the wagon to the east.
I'll take a look at the wagon.
Cool. Should I assume everybody is going along for this?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you approach the wagon, you can see that a fresh garland of flowers has actually been laid across the seat of this kind of... This wagon is lying kind of half on its side because one of the wheels is broken. As you get closer, Sebastian, you see about a 12-inch tall dark figure just sitting on the wagon, watching you approach. I'm trying to see if I actually have a... Do I not? Did they not make a handout for this? This is the one thing they don't make a handout for. Oh, they do. So you see a creature that looks like one of these little black figures in the photo I just pumped out to everybody. Just kind of sitting on the wagon, just watching you.
Huh.
I feel like that's definitely taken from a movie.
Are
Miyazaki sends his regards.
Yeah.
Those aren't the things that we saw doing the ritual way back when we first entered the city, is it?
No, those were veggie pygmies. Those were little Groots.
Oh.
This is a wholly different creature. And you can also kind of smell faintly as you approach the wagon the scent of honey in the air.
I wave at the figure.
It just kind of turns its head and looks at you. Is anybody else approaching or no?
Yeah, I will as well.
Let's see here. Yaza, how would you describe your hair?
I'd say jet black, and it's just straight. Like there's no curl to it whatsoever. Just jet black, straight, very long, and kind of braided towards the bottom. But yeah.
Okay. So as you approach Yaza, the creature stands up, hops down, and comes over and comes up to your feet and just stares up at you. How do you respond?
I'll kneel down next to it and I'll just like have an open hand, but I won't say anything.
Okay, so it initially hops back and just stares at you for a bit. It doesn't really have a face, but that weird smooth white surface that you can see in the picture is obviously focused on you. It's kind of looking at you, looking at your hand, looking at you, looking at your hand.
I'll take my hand and I'll put it back down to my side.
Okay. It starts to walk around behind you.
Okay, well, I'll stay in the same position that I've been in, and I'm not gonna turn around and try to look at it. I'm just gonna be like, okay.
Okay. So as you kind of stay in that crouched position as it's walking around you.
Oh, I would have closed my fist and I would have stood back up. So
you stood back up? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you stand back up. It looks up at you. It walks back and sits back on the cart. And just kind of is watching all of you.
I'll say hello in Infernal.
I heard the hello. What was the second thing you said?
I'll say it in Infernal.
Always making me look stuff up. It just sits and watches you all from the cart.
I'll say hello in Common.
It continues to sit without moving, watching all of you.
Well, I'll notice that, like, more happened when I was crouched down. So then I'll just, like, actually sit down, like, crisscross.
So you sit down, it hops back down and begins to walk behind you again. Do you do anything while it does that?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I just said no.
Okay. So it walks behind you. You can feel something slightly moving the braid in your hair. And then you feel a weight on the braid of your hair. Do you react?
Like it's pulling on it, or like something that's like put on it, or
like you just feel like the best example is like if somebody were to like if you had it says the guy with no hair on his head, so I'm kind of guessing here, but like if you had a 1 pound weight that suddenly kind of added itself to your hair. So it's not like a sharp pull or a sharp tug. It's just there's I don't know what it feels like to have something hanging in your hair. I don't have any hair, but that's what it feels like.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna continue to sit. I'm not gonna react.
So you feel this slight tugging and movement, and then after about 10 or 15 seconds on your armor, this creature just sits down on the shoulder of your armor.
You have a friend.
I like friends.
Sorry, I just love that we have a Chewinga interested in an Infernal Paladin's hair. So yeah, it's sitting on your shoulder. Do you do anything?
No, I just allow it to sit on my shoulder.
Cool. It just kind of sits there. Every now and then it reaches out and kind of plays with your hair. Do you have a helm, or are you helmless?
Helm as in...
Like helm as in like you have heavy armor, right? So do you actually wear a helm all the time, or are you just without a helm on your head?
I don't think that I normally wear one.
Okay. So every so often this creature just kind of reaches out and just kind of strokes your hair, particularly where the braid starts. And then it'll stop and just kind of sit and look around and watch the world around it.
Say that one more time.
So as you're sitting there, every so often this tiny creature will reach out and kind of touch your hair and stroke it, particularly where the braid starts. Like something about where your hair begins to braid fascinates it. And then it will stop doing that and just observe the world around. Almost kind of like a baby will sometimes just be like, meh, and just kind of like touch things and then stop. That's the closest analogy I can think of for how this creature is reacting.
Okay, well, I'm just chilling with it, but does anybody else do anything?
I will inspect the wagon. Is there anything else to be seen about it?
Yeah, underneath the wagon there's a moss-covered disc that's half buried in the mud. There's concentric rings of inscriptions covering its surface. Some of them are written in common, and others are etched in jagged cuneiform. And as you find it, do you let everybody know, or?
Yeah. Hey, there's something interesting here. I can only read part of it.
At this point, Orvix will come over and begin inspecting the tablet. He takes out a little notebook and begins scribbling, and he says, This would have made my work so much easier. Oh, this is there is common and there is also old Omuan. Let me see this. The inscriptions here, and he's kind of cross-referencing pages in his notebook and the tablet itself, and he says,
Did we just find a Rosetta Stone?
I'm not certain what a Rosetta Stone is, but if you mean a means of translating from our common tongue to the ancient Omuan, this would be that. Would you like me to continue telling you what is inscribed on this stone?
Sure.
Okay, let's see here, and he again flips back and forth in his notebook and is scribbling notes in it. Queen Napaka proclaims that the free people of Omu fear nothing. Brave new gods protect us, as Ubteo did before but does no longer. Omu will rise again, and Napaka shall reclaim all that is hers by right of conquest. And Orvex looks around at the ruins of the city and says, I'm not certain she was successful.
What makes you say that?
A disembodied voice is speaking to me from the ether of these ruins. Does anybody else hear this spirit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this queen was probably after Zalcore?
Oh, making me think, shit, somebody did a genealogy of this and I didn't save it. Yes, Zalcore was exiled from Omu. We know this. Napaka was somewhere subsequent in the royal line. I'm not certain. Many of the details become hazy after Zalcore's reign. That is when Omu began its descent into madness.
Madness, you say?
Well, I mean, obviously, looking around us, Omu did not survive. We know Zalcore was exiled somewhere between 150 and 200 years ago. We know Napaka followed her, and now there is nothing but spiders and sounds and other hideous things in this jungle. So, I would assume they failed in conquest.
I would guess that you are probably right.
Unfortunately, the closer we get to the current day, the history of this city becomes less certain. Beyond, of course, ruin.
And overgrowth. Shall we check the compound to the west then? I will start walking toward the compound to the west.
And I'll follow him. Wait. When I get up, though, I'm going to slowly rise. What happened?
Sorry, you said slowly rise. I didn't hear the rest.
Oh, and then what happens?
That creature just remains on your shoulder. It's just kind of like, this seems cool. Like, it's occasionally reaching out and touching your hair and otherwise observing the world, but seems perfectly happy to ride on your shoulder for a bit.
If I look at the back of Yaza's hair, do I see anything? Like, if I'm looking like where that creature came around, can I see anything like, you know, a marker or like a piece of jewelry or something like that?
So it seems to really be fascinated where the hair goes from being straight to being braided. Like, when it reaches out, that's what it's feeling, is like, it'll reach out and it'll feel the straight part of the hair and then run its little hand down to where the braid is and feel the braids. And then it'll stop. So it really just seems fascinated by the braiding of the hair. I don't know if she has any jewelry there, to be honest. Do you wear any jewelry in your hair, Yaza?
No, it's just like a twine tie, like the braid at the end.
Okay.
I think meaning like more than what I had before.
Come again? Sorry.
If I was asking, like, if there's something that would be new that, like, the creature would have added, that it would have put on there.
Oh, no, it's not adding anything. It's literally just, like, it's just, like, stroking that part of her hair and is fascinated by it.
Okay. Kellic will do his little, like, 90-degree bird head look at it. Like, then just kind of shrug and follow Sebastian.
Cool. So as you enter... no, hell, not that. Sorry, I'm just reading something real quick, because, you know, that's what happens. So as you enter this compound, you don't see anything in particular in the courtyard. You do see some movement. There's kind of a balcony. So the building to the west, the big building that you can see on the map, it has a large balcony on the second floor that has like a big set of double doors that go into the ruins. You see a figure walk across that door. It looks to be a humanoid figure, but it's far enough back that it's obscured enough that you can't really catch it. It's just maybe a female figure walking from one side of the room to the other inside that building.
So, like, pacing, like, back and forth?
Nope, just like you see somebody walk across from one side to the other. Like, it's one of those things that it takes like a second, right? Like somebody walked inside the building past that doorway behind the balcony, and you all saw them because you walked in the courtyard and it was motion, so you saw this figure walk across there, but they're not pacing back and forth. You know somebody is in that building on the second floor.
Okay.
Perhaps we should knock?
Do you knock on the
I'll
door?
step up to the main door and knock.
Okay, sorry. So you knock. You hear some movement up above, and a figure comes out on the balcony and kind of looks down over and is trying to find you guys because you're below her, and you hear a woman's voice shout out, "Hello? Is somebody there? If you're under the balcony, I can't see you."
I'll step out and say, yes, we are here.
So as you walk out, you see somebody you recognize. I'm trying to find an image of her. Nope, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. you see an elf woman who you met at the Heart of Ubtao, probably 2 months ago at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And as you step out and she says, "Oh, you've survived this long. Well, I mean, well done."
That's you.
And she nods to you. Are the rest of your friends here?
Some new friends and some old friends. Some of the others parted ways with us some time back.
Oh, well. Okay. Well, so you've made it to Omu. I'm assuming you've figured out that the Soulmonger is somewhere under this city, right?
That is what we have been led to believe.
Well, I'm pretty sure it is. Is that pesky wizard with you?
Pesky wizard.
The woman, last time she tried to steal a bunch of my stuff without asking. It was very rude.
The druid?
That was actually Teresa.
Wow. Okay.
It was
You're
actually
right.
Teresa. Teresa tried to take a bunch of stuff off the shelf, and Valendra had just told her, like, you could have just taken it. You could have just asked. That was kind of the last interaction that you guys had before she went back to her books and then disappeared. For anybody who wasn't here or doesn't remember, maybe a quick recap for you, just so you know who this person is. Because I think some of you may remember, but some of you might not have been here. Valendra Shadowmantle is an elf who was living in a flying earth moat. An earth moat being a giant chunk of rock that magically floats in the sky. This one happened to be shaped like a heart and leaked rusty water out of itself into a pool below it. So it was colloquially known as the Heart of Ubtao. Valendra invited the party up. They went up. They discussed. Valendra wanted to know if they had any knowledge of where Omu was. So you can assume that she found Omu on her own.
Yeah,
And
maybe we did.
huh?
Because she's probably been here longer than us.
Maybe. Yeah, and then I think she invited everybody to essentially, I guess, decamp for the night in her floating earth moat. Teresa tried to purloin some stuff off of her shelves, to which Valendra rather snippily said, you could have just ask, you can have whatever you want, I don't really care. She was just more pissed off that Teresa tried to steal it as opposed to asking than really being worried. The group spent the night. When they woke up, Valendra was gone. I guess do you guys remember what happened after that or no?
I do.
Yeah, Lyokin of writing notes. So the party found a teleportation circle in one room in the Heart of Ubtao. They also found a closet full of zombies that weren't doing shit. They were just kind of sitting in this closet. The party then decided to close the closet. Or actually, no, you guys broke both of the doors.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right,
but
you
we
broke
rebuilt
both
them.
of the
I
doors.
saw Arm smash the doors.
Smashed them, and then I used earth shaping to rebuild them because I was worried about pissing off the person that had put them there.
Yeah, but they were unlocked doors the whole time.
I mean, they weren't skeletons in the closet. They were just zombies.
Sure, but given
So
never mind.
I think that catches up just about everything that happened with Valendra. I think she gave you guys 2 scrolls of gate, and I think you still or arcane gate, not gate. Sorry, the one that does teleportation that you can see, not the one that lets you go to other planes. But I think Teresa has those, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the backstory on where some members of the party have met Valendra before. So flashback to now. she's asking if the pesky wizard is here. I guess
The
Teresa will be
wizard-
like, "Hi, sorry," and Valendra, sorry, "Hi. If you didn't want me to steal it, you should have." No. I don't know. I can't do Teresa. I haven't done enough thinking about role-playing Teresa.
She wouldn't admit to stealing. She just repurposed it since it was obviously not being used at the time for,
This is a Lylekin explanation as opposed to a Teresa explanation.
Well, yeah, I know, but
So Valendra's on the thing, and she says, "If I let you in, do you promise not to try and take anything without asking first this time?"
I'll make sure that doesn't happen.
Oh, you're new. Hello. My name's Valendra. What brings you to Chult? You have fabulous horns.
Why, thank you. I'm here adventuring, joined this crew a while back, and I'm here.
A woman of intrigue, I can see. Well, let me come downstairs and open the door. It's god-awful hot outside, so please come inside. And she disappears. About 15-20 seconds later, she comes down, opens the door to let you guys into this decrepit, slowly overgrowing estate. And she says, come in. It's not up to the standards I would hope for entertaining guests, but, needs must." And she just walks away, leaving the door open.
I will walk in.
Until I after.
I do too.
So,
Before I go in, I will turn to Aku and say, will you be joining us inside, or do you wish to wait out here?
Iku thinks about this for a minute. And she's usually pretty stone-faced, but you can see there's kind of some calculus going on in her head. And she says, "I'll come with you. She's not what she seems to be, but she hasn't been hostile, so maybe our goals are aligned." And you can see that
not directly opposed. Yep.
I wouldn't recommend getting in a fight with her, but if we're all looking for the soulmonger, don't let her have it, but maybe we can learn something.
More or less my sentiment.
This isn't one where Inca will be able to carry us out of it, I don't think.
No. I am only slightly less afraid of this woman now than I was the first time we met her.
I was gonna say, it doesn't phase Yaza at all. Yeah.
If she is what I think she is, then I want at least another 6 levels.
There's a reason why even Sareth wouldn't steal from her.
Alec is completely oblivious, but also not afraid of her. But he's not thinking about attacking her at all either. He's just oblivious. Just
okay.
Value, and she was relatively friendly last time, so he's under the assumption she will be friendly this time.
So as you all enter, obviously this is another ruined, let's say, palatial estate type thing. It looks like Valendra has gone through the minimum amount of trouble to at least clear the undergrowth to the point where the main entry hall is now again recognizable as such. There's no furniture
Right.
or anything else, but at least it's cleared out, right? You can walk cleanly across, and you can see a stairwell leading up to the second floor, kind of one of those nice staircases that goes up and then splits into 2 different directions. Substitute your favorite Disney movie for this thing. But she's walking up that staircase and says, please come upstairs. It's the most hospitable place in this ruin. And she just kind of walks up and walks away. And so you
I will
guys,
follow.
there you go. Shall I assume you all follow her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay. God, this is where the virtual is way worse than in person because you can just. Anyway, so you all follow her upstairs. You kind of wind around the interior balcony of this entryway, and you can see on the opposite side from the stairs, right? So if you come in and you see the stairs and they split, and then it goes up and the balcony comes around, leading off to rooms on the wings of the house on either side and the back. On the other side is where the kind of the interior version of the balcony is, and you can see Valendra has set up. Again, there's some bookshelves. Significantly fewer books this time. There's like a handful of books on the bookshelf. But again, there's a table with maps and notebooks of hers open that she's obviously been studying. There are a few chairs up here, one in front of her table and a couple others, not enough for everybody to sit in, but at least enough that you can see she's made some effort to find a way for visitors to actually be able to sit and converse with her without standing. She moves over to her table. She doesn't go on the other side. She just kind of leans against the table facing you guys and says, unfortunately, I found Omu before all of you did, so I'm no longer interested in that, but I am trying to figure out how to get to the Soulmonger underneath this city. Have all of you learned anything about that yet? Do you have any idea how to get to that infernal contraption?
While she's asking questions, I kind of want to just look at what the books are on her bookshelf.
Two of them are very, very old histories of Chult. Another one is a geography of the Shimmering Sea. And the final one has nothing else on it. Insight roll. Hold that thought, Kellic. So basically the books you see on the shelf, Yaza, look old and probably not particularly useful, given what you know of trying to find stuff in Chult. And you weren't here for the previous interaction, so I think that's about all you would know here. But just like really, really old Chult-related history and geography books, but like 4 or 5 of them.
Do they look like different versions of the same book, or kind of just like all from different time periods?
They look physically like they're from vastly different time periods. Like the bindings are different. Like one looks like it was probably bound 100, 150 years ago. One looks like maybe 70 years ago. But there's nothing in particular that stands out about them as being particularly recent, right? Like if you had to guess, they're all pretty old.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering, like, out of curiosity, like, are they the same book in just different, like, editions?
Oh, okay. No, they're all different. They're all, or at least from a cursory glance, without like taking them out and reading them, they don't look like they're new editions of the same book.
Okay, yeah, that's all. I was just wondering.
It's probably also worth noting that in this setting, there's probably not many books that have multiple editions. That's more of a metagame comment, less like.
Oh, no printing press.
This is the. You probably don't know this about me. I'm a hobbyist bookbinder, and so like the whole concept of like editions like that is kind of a new concept. That in a medieval setting like this, outside of maybe holy texts, that concept probably doesn't even exist. Like, stuff gets released, and that's...
I had no concept that you had concepted that.
There is no Gutenberg in the Forgotten Realms.
Yes, there's no printing press in the Forgotten Realms.
That's what I was asking. I said there's no
Sorry.
printing press. Yeah, that's
I
making
apologize.
sure.
It's almost
But Grim
midnight.
digresses.
Let me go get my binding tub and pressing equipment out of the basement real quick. Sorry, Alex, I actually hand bind books now and then, so this is a area where I have a non-trivial amount of knowledge. So, forgive me.
No, that's okay. I was just thinking that this is a period where maybe they did have a printing press.
They have magical printing presses where the wizards' colleges magically enchant quills to transcribe books, but no. Sorry, no, they're not. They're all different authors. Fantastic digression. Side channel, whatever. I don't care. No, they.
I mean, that is interesting. That'll have to be a side conversation, but I was just curious. That's all.
Oh, I wish I had space to bind more books. It takes time. I just need more time in life. Okay. So that's the bookshelf. All the books are gold, different authors. They also look kind of neglected at this point. Like the table that she has, you can see kind of, there's some sort of large map that she's drawing on, but she's half standing in front of it. There's obviously books and ink quills, or pens. Sorry, there are quills and ink pots. So this is obviously active, ongoing work that she is doing on mapping something and trying to figure something out. She has asked if you guys know anything about getting into or finding the soulmonger itself.
We have not seen any way to get below the city. We do know of some other entities that are present. There are presumably still some living red wizards here. Yazan C is supposedly here somewhere, but we have not yet seen him or any of his followers.
So Valendra just kind of nods slowly. Yaza, at this point, while this conversation between Sebastian and Valendra is happening, Orvex kind of very gently nudges you in the side and kind of out of the corner of his mouth says, Should I tell her what I know?
And I'll just. Do I still have that thing on my shoulder? The
Chingwa's just chilling. Yeah, the Chingwa's just kind of the Chingwa is just observing all of this.
And I'll just like have my hand kind of like when I'm looking at all the books, I'll have my hands in front of me, and then I'll lift up one finger and just kind of wag it in front of me like a.
Okay. So very sotto voce.
No.
Yeah, like a no. Yeah.
Very sotto voce. Orvex just goes. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, Sebastian. You had said that you kind of, sort of know.
I said we have not found any sort of entrance or passageway leading below the city. We do know of others who might also.
It said Rosency. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, Rosency and the Red Wizards, who are up and about somewhere.
So Valendra just gives she gives a little bit of an exasperated sigh, and says, well, Rosensea is certainly here. He's over by the palace. I don't know. If you don't have an invitation to go there, I don't recommend you do it. If his people have not found...
Invitation.
Hmm?
And if we did have an invitation?
Everything I know about Roz is that if you have an invitation, he'll probably grant you an audience. Do you have an invitation?
I'll speak up and I'll say, no, we don't. Do you know where we could acquire one?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so as you say that, Valendra says, oh, well, assuming you don't have an invitation, my understanding is that Roz is very inhospitable to his guests. If you do have one, and if you're looking for support of an intellectual nature or otherwise, it may be advisable to have allies when speaking with him. Obviously, you don't have an invitation, so I'd recommend you avoid him. But his people and he, I believe, are somewhere in or under the palace, over in the east of these ruins.
Then perhaps... Well, we have adhered to the western edge of the city so far.
And she just kind of smirks at that. And then she says, regarding the Red Wizards, there's still one or two groups of them running around the city. One of their groups had some trouble when entering, but they visited me once or twice. I'm not sure if they know much more than I do or than you do.
Did they have an invitation from Rosensea?
She laughs out loud at that. She's like, no, they didn't.
I would have guessed that, seeing as how the Red Wizard Corpse would appear to have been killed by Rosensea's followers.
If all the rumors are true, Rosensea is very serious about dedication to Ubteo, and I don't think any Red Wizard would pass that test.
You never know how someone can acquire an invitation.
So she looks directly at you, Yaza, and says, no, I would have no idea how anyone would ever acquire an invitation. I'd love to know how someone had.
So would I.
Well, I can... At this point, I'm not sure if further discussions helps either of our interests. Again...
Perhaps Rosensea has found an entrance? Kellic just, blurt it out.
So Valendra says that he may well have. I am exercising caution in trying to speak directly with him. So far, I've avoided his associates. I'm not sure if my goals align with his, but as I said, if anyone seeking an audience with him wants any assistance, I'm more than interested in lending whatever help I can. Beyond that, again, my invitation from our last meeting is open. If you'd like to spend a little time in this estate, you're more than welcome. My only request is that if you do learn any information about how to find the location, or if you know where the Soulmonger is, I am still interested in disabling and studying that device.
Kellic just looks at her and, like, in the middle of this speech goes, "What are your plans with the Soulmonger?"
And at this, you see her she engages a little bit more than you see almost like a sparkle in her eye, and she says, "I want to understand how it works. I want to make sure." I mean, obviously, it's a horrible, horrible blight on the realm, but if we understand how it works, just imagine what good uses we could put something like that to, right? Like right now, it's capturing and diverting souls for some nefarious purpose, but what if we could use that to bring souls back? So she's legit, but not. Like she's definitely very excited about the Soulmonger. The intentions that she's stating may not be the exact intentions that she wants to put. She wants to enact for the Soulmonger, but she is legitimately like very interested in how it works. She's also, you get the sense that she's serious about wanting to stop it.
Right.
I
believe she wants to disable it and study it. I'm questioning her motives for what she wishes to do with that knowledge.
Yeah, so I'd say Kellic and Sebastian, you both get that. Yaza, she seems legit and earnest to you.
Yeah, but Yaza always keeps everything close to the vest until she knows for a fact what people's intentions are.
Sure. Just based on your insight roll?
Yeah, she seems legit based on the
legit,
insight.
Yep.
But I'm still, like, cautious, as Yaza always is. Yeah.
I do have one more question for Valendra. A short while ago, we heard some sort of roar from a northerly direction. Do you have any idea what that might have been?
She thinks for a second. I'm pretty sure there's. If I had to wager, it's probably either an incredibly large Allosaurus or maybe a Tyrannosaurus Rex to the north. Honestly, I haven't really paid much attention to the local wildlife. That's not my goal here, but there's an amphitheater to the north which would make a phenomenal nesting ground for any great beast of prey. That's as much as I know. Sorry, I'm not really doing an ecological study of the city right now.
That's fine. I just wish to be wary of all hazards.
I've heard it, and I don't want to deal with it, she says.
Fair.
So if you find it, I would recommend caution. And that's about as much as I can tell you.
I mean, we're probably better equipped now to deal with one than we were last time. I still don't know how advisable it would be.
Does anyone else have anything they want to discuss with Valendra?
I'll just ask her, like, may we stay here for tonight?
Certainly. It's
as much.
You're welcome to investigate the wings of the compound. I'm mostly working here in my study, and I have a room on the east side of the compound that I retire to when I must. But, I mean, you're certainly welcome to stay wherever in this compound you want. The only request I have of you is that if there is anything you would like to investigate, or anything you think may be useful for you, please just let me know before trying to take it. It's just rude to try and steal things if I'm busy doing something else.
No need to worry about that again.
I quite agree on that point.
blinks at her.
She's like, okay. She doesn't like she doesn't care. You bird blink at her. Okay. Does anybody have anything else they want to ask Valendra? I'll take silence.
By the deafening silence, I would
Yeah.
say no.
Hey, it's better than a meeting I had earlier today. Anyway, so I think that's a good place to stop because it's 12:10 on my end, and I have to take kids into school tomorrow. So thank you all. I think next week we'll pick up from here, assuming everything. Anyway, thank you all.
Have
Thanks
fun
for running.
driving in that shit
Thank
show
you
of
for
a
running.
highway system you have.